Jesus!
Yeah, you can.
You can't.
The biggest thing is just the atmosphere. Coming from a regular high school, because I go to Boston Spa, coming from a regular high school and then going here, the atmosphere is completely different. You can do, not to say whatever you want, but you have a lot more freedom on what you can do when you want to do it. And it's honestly like being in college, even though we're still in high school. And I prefer it over high school. I prefer the way that they teach you, which is just kind of, they give you a little bit of information and then tell you, okay, go do this project.
What's up with you guys? What are you guys doing?
All right, so the first day of robotics last year, we came in and we had a simple task, one task. We had to set up the robots, which was not simple, and then use the robots to pick up little blocks. So there's, I guess I'll turn this down so you guys So there's this program that was already built in the robots. I didn't build it. I wish I built it. It's very cool. Called Controller GUI. What it does is it has a bunch of checkboxes right here that correspond to the arm and the head. So what you do is you use this to control the arm. So basically it's a very bad, I guess you could say, video game controller in that you can use it to kind of, video game controller might not be the right analogy.
If there's nothing,
maybe, I guess I'll use video game controller, I can't think of anything better. But you use that to control the robot arm.
Right.
So the robot arm has a shoulder, elbow, wrist, and gripper, just like a human arm.
Does it just remember the maze, or does it do
And I don't know if you guys can see when I showed it to you, there's scroll bars on here, so there's not any super advanced controls. It's just the scroll bar, so it goes up or down, left or right. But using that, you can get the full range. Using just these 4 arm controls, you can get the full range of the robot's arm.
Can I try it?
Yeah. No. Okay, nice. Good job.
You cheated.
Yeah, you cheat. Cheater.
How do you cheat? Oh, no cheating. Ooh. Okay, drop it.
Drop it.
Nice. Somebody else want to try?
Yeah, I can't. The block's turned, so you can't even pick it up. It's the Tugbot 3000.
And then I took.
I know.
So it's not going to do that right now, don't worry. No Skynet robot apocalypse, that's not going to happen, I promise. So just as I'm talking about stuff over here, if you want to check this out and look at it, play with it a little bit.
We hear every day from employers who say we want people who have done things. We love the fact that they have theory, that they have some abstract ideas, but they want them to be able to hold a wrench and turn a wrench, or know how to put something together, assemble something, or if it's electrical, or we are now in our PV lab, they have to actually do things. Because the real world is about doing things, and it's not doing things in a vacuum, and you're not just trying to answer the right answer on a test. You actually have to build something, or make something, or do something, or do a project.
So when we did our big project where we got to decide what we wanted to do, I decided to do a maze robot. Originally, I wanted to do it where it had like a typical maze where there were walls and I had to navigate through, but then I realized this is a pretty tall robot and I don't want to do that. So then the next step we had was doing lines with electrical tape, but there was issues with the vision because if you look at the floor and you see where a light is, it's going to look like it's white even if it's black electrical tape. So I created these tiles. And then the way it's actually working is...
What if you used like a black masking tape that wasn't shiny or reflective?
Probably would have been a quicker fix because these tiles actually took 4 hours to make. That was a lot of fun. Arts and crafts, yes, you know, same thing. So the way it's working is it's looking at the tile in front of it and it's scanning for the black because when it's looking through the vision, all the pixels are just red, are just in values of numbers. So I scan here, Oh, we didn't see anything there. We're not gonna go that way. I scan
So
here.
you'll see
Nothing there. Not gonna go that way. Oh, we got something there, so we're gonna go that way.
like yellowed out.
If it doesn't see anything, it's just gonna go forward, turn around, go right back.
Where it thinks it's seen red.
So
So it's not.
here we're probably gonna experience some difficulties because it's a little bit off. One of the difficulties with this robot is sometimes it doesn't turn entirely correct. It might still make it.
What's the base made out of? The turning part.
The base is pretty much just a Roomba with all of its parts removed. We actually have the new robots that we have are the same
So it actually follows.
same thing. So we have to figure out how long the motors have to be on for it to turn 90 degrees, and also how long it has to go forward for to go
360.
to go the same distance. So the last time I demoed this, a lot of people thought that it just remembered a maze that I put down. So we'll run out this whole main one. There's no stop, so it won't end. So it's just gonna keep running through that, so it's off course. So the way it doesn't remember where it was before. It's just looking in front of it next and doesn't remember anything. So does anybody have any questions about anything?
What if you just like left this on overnight, and what would happen? Would it just get confused and like shut itself off?
It probably died. Because these things like to die on us. That'd probably be the first thing to happen. If it goes off track, it just like if it goes on a tile, it'll just turn right back around. Because the tiles are white. So it thinks that, oh, there's nothing in front of me.
When I'm using the GoPro, I always set it up as if it's, I guess, third person, so that it's watching what we're doing instead of following us around, or watching what we're doing instead of like coming from a first person view of I'm standing here recording you doing this. No, it's in the background, it's behind us, it's watching what we're all doing, what we're all talking about. Because then we can all kind of forget about it, and then we all go back to what we do on a normal day. And that's kind of how I like when I'm being recorded. That's how I notice a lot of people like being recorded, because that gives you the real sense of what we're actually doing here.
We'll actually play something. Nice TV streaming dual screen. Got all my different tools right here. Got different audio levels so I can adjust how the sound plays. And full screen video, and also a timeline. Get some really high levels up here. We're up to about 75 parts per million. My problem, there's a lot of people there not servicing their carbon monoxide detectors like they need to. They should really be changed out. Their batteries should be changed. So all from that, we built a solution with micro cantilevers and nanotechnology batteries where for 2 years you would not have to do anything with a carbon monoxide detector.
My kids are complaining about headache, nausea, not feeling very well.
That's strange, sore body.
We gotta get them out of here. You wanna call 911?
We have a problem. A lot of our students are feeling dizzy, complaining of headaches and nauseous. Can you help us out?
I think I know what's going on. It sounds like some of your students might have carbon monoxide poisoning. Got some levels in here. Already up to 30 parts per million. Got 50 right here on the platform. 75. We're up to 100. We wanted to give an example of something that would happen, so we created an incident that happened at Tec-Smart where carbon monoxide detectors did not go off, but the students were showing symptoms, so they evacuated the building and called the fire department.
Getting some very high numbers in here.
Towards the end of that video, you can see us, we were driving away, and that's how we came up with this idea. We wanted to show how a fire department would be able to show that.
We're up to 500 parts per million. 550. Leak's got to be around here somewhere. Leak's got to be right here. I have found the source of the leak. It was your boiler system upstairs. You should have maintenance do a checkup to ensure that the problem is fixed, and that it will not leak again.
How did you find the leak so fast and efficiently?
This carbon monoxide detector has a newly developed filter. That filter has microcantilevers, which are coated in silodextrin, chromophore, and a number of metal salts. These attract carbon monoxide molecules to the cantilever surface, which weighs that surface down and lowers the frequency of that particular cantilever.
Some great new technology. Thanks for helping us today.
Between my actual fire career and just this program itself, I've talked to a lot of people that I probably never would have messaged. Some of the CEO of Scott and different MES Fire is another one that I've talked to, just on getting the different specs for particular fire items.
This carbon monoxide detector is a great investment.
Yeah, if only they had one of these detectors installed, then their students wouldn't have been poisoned by carbon monoxide.
Don't use all of it.
Okay, Grant.
The water will run off and won't seep through. Here on the green infrastructure, it will seep through. Slowly.
It is cold out here.
Just like
No, come do it on the crease, man.
I don't want to get wet.
I'm freezing.
It's so cold.
That's running off too.
There are 254 million cars on the road today in the United States. With that many cars on the road, gas supplies are getting drained quickly and gas prices are going up. Today's name of the game is to save fuel. Manufacturers are coming out with cars that can get over 30 miles per gallon. But how can we improve on that? That's where MEMS, or micro electrical mechanical devices, come into play.
Initially with my group, we did the research, came up with, everybody did their own research with different topics. So then once we all were satisfied with the research we did, we came together as a group to decide which topic we want to go through with. Being that most of us found it easier to do something based in automotive, and I'm a very big to say gearhead myself, so I'm very knowledgeable about the background of cars. We all found it easier to do something based in automotive, something that would actually affect people's lives, because everybody has a car, everybody drives somewhere, everybody, nowadays sees a need to save on gas.
One way to improve the fuel mileage of your vehicle is to now include a new technology called stop-start technology. What happens is, say you're coming up to a red light. When you come to a complete stop at that red light, the engine's actually going to shut off. Now, say that light now turns green. Well, the engine's still shut off. But as soon as you go to press on the gas pedal, the engine will start right back up, and then you can go ahead and drive away. In turn, saving you fuel because now your engine isn't idling while you're stopped at a red light. Another way to improve today's vehicle's fuel efficiency even more is to incorporate a small device into the engine management system. This little device is called the Sensata Gasoline Direct Injection Sensor. This little sensor uses advanced silicon MEMS devices to precisely measure just how much highly vaporized gasoline is going into the combustion chamber. By doing this, the computer will be able to calculate and run a consistent fuel-air ratio that allows that specific motor to run at its most efficient all the time, all the way through its RPM range. The rising price of fuel is all that's on anybody's mind right now. When car shopping, more people look for the most fuel-efficient model that they like, rather than by going by size or the performance of the model like they used to. Stop-start technology alone is known to have a 10% increase in fuel economy. But pair that with the Sensata GDI sensor, which can save an average of 4 to 8% on fuel economy, now your vehicle can get anywhere from 14 to 18% better fuel economy than what it did over its previous model. Now, on this 2009 Dodge Ram 1500 that I'm driving right now, the average is about 14.5 miles per gallon. By adding these features to this truck, I would be able to average almost 17 miles per gallon. That's a 2.5 mile per gallon difference. Now imagine if you did that to a small 4-cylinder car that gets over 30 miles per gallon as it is. That would be a tremendous increase in fuel economy.
Learning now how to prepare for the future is just one of the best things possible. It really gets you prepared on what I plan to look and work in, like the field that I plan to work in for the rest of my life. So.
As you can see, it's snowing pretty decent here in Charleston. This is plowed ground as of about 2 hours ago. That's only about an inch. Over here is some unplowed ground. Got about 10 inches there. Walk a little bit further away from my house, so we get some real numbers of snow. What I'm walking on right now is my snowmobile tracks. This is packed down from just a few minutes ago. We're still at 6.5 inches. And this is my lovely woods. Nice little winter wonderland in there.
Where are we, Jody? I don't know, let me check the app. You go that way.
Wind, rain jacket, pretty good. Mittens, warm hat, feeling it. Let's see. Okay, so for equipment, we got our backpacks, nice. Let's see. Microspikes. Everybody bring those? Nice. The app was, really emphasized microspikes, so that's good. Let's see. Ski goggles. Nope.
No.
Okay. Well, we'll be sure to bring that for next time. Trekking poles. We have too young for trekking poles. Oh wait, there we go. Okay. Let's see. Food and drink. Everybody brought a lunch?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We're looking pretty good.
So where do we go, left or right?
Let's see. So the 46er app map shows that we are going to take the right path. So let's go.
All right. Well, the app recommended tuna fish and yogurt and cashews, so that sounded good to me. What about you?
Fig Newtons and yogurt as well.
What about you, Dane?
Beef jerky all the way. Yeah, and I have some avocado sandwich stuff because the app recommended, protein and turkey and stuff.
Good stuff.
So yeah.
Cooper?
You brought it up.
Yummy.
Into the corner. Woo! Oh man. Holy cow. Alright, hold on, I want to try to get a view. Right, I'm down there without dropping this. Okay. The last thing I would need. In here. Can you leave it? Alright. You can see me. I'm in there. Woo! I think this is the impressive many pictures, right? Oh. Let me see. Alright.
Hi, I'm Ian, and I'm going to tell you all about how our app, H2O Flow, is used. So, you start out with your basic homepage. You got our play button, our settings button, and we put a learn more link. That's for people who are more curious about what the app's all about. Now, after clicking play, we go into a first level. In this level, we're only showing one house, indicating that there's not much development happening in this community. Then, we show some rain. While the rain is happening, you get to see some water that's dripping down into the ground, becoming groundwater. Then, we show the groundwater is now pooling into the ground. Now your objective is to get this groundwater into the groundwater level by using your finger to carve a hole for the water to go through, while avoiding obstacles like concrete, which the water won't be able to pass through, and pollution. And if any of the water touches the pollution, it'll pollute all the water that's touching it. Now in this example we showed the way to go, and then the level completed, which will also give you a score based off the time it took you to complete the level, and the amount of runoff you actually got to go to groundwater level. Now, in a level 2, we show a little bit more development. Now you've got a factory happening. The same stuff is happening, although now you can see that there's no water being able to drip down under this factory. So, you've got less water that you're even being able to start with in the level. Once you've finished the level, you have the option to replay that level. You might have noticed that little plus sign in this previous slide. Well, what that does is while you replay the level, you can add certain things like green infrastructure. Based off the number of points you've got, say you've got 200 points, there's a rain garden, or permeable concrete, or even a green roof that you can add into the level before the rain starts. The rain garden costs about 200 points. Permeable concrete costs a little bit more, and a green roof costs even a little bit more. Rain garden and permeable concrete, what that does, it just allows water to pass through it, giving you more water to start with at the beginning of each level. A green roof, which it does in real life, is it decreases the pollution by filtering water from the roofs, which will also decrease the amount of pollution that you're going to be able to see in each level, making the level easier to beat.
I like to think that we are on a frontier, that Hudson Valley is a leader in looking at different ways, different alternative ways to build a pipeline of eager young students and build that pipeline of career-ready and college-ready students that are going to go out into the world, and that sets an example and a trend for not only the state but the country. And there are other schools that do it well, but what we have here is unique in our area, and we just love having the program. It's innovative, it's transformational to some of the students, and also we just get so many great comments from the parents who say this has changed their son's or daughter's life. And I think that's the big plus for me at the end when I hear those comments. Whether or not they come to Hudson Valley or go on to school or go on to a military career, I think that it's given them skills, and we love having them here in the building because they just bring a life and a verve with them that makes the roof rattle sometimes. Star Trek. I mean, all these things that they do, they come up with things that were, you know, they got their communicators, they got their sensors. I think it's phenomenal. The kids have real-world applications, and that's where it's going to take them on, beyond college, beyond, you know, anything they could have done otherwise. If they have that ability to have no limits, to think outside the box, to think of something that may have an application that nobody else thought about, like the climbing tubes or the, you know, the enema bag that's depressing, a wind turbine. I think that where they come from, these ideas, is that they see a need and they fill that void. They aren't told no, they aren't told you can't do that. They're told try it and see how you do, and then they continually revise it and make it better.